Mr. Bishop.
And us.
And we're glad that we're back.
Yeah.
Once again. And we're glad that you're with us, that you're riding with us.
Yes.
We really appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Being part of this journey.
Yes.
With us. We've had some good episodes.
Yeah, we had some really good episodes.
And I think once again, we got another good one.
Yeah.
And one thing about this episode, I believe, we can't run and hide from this because I think we all deal with this.
Everybody.
Every last individual at some point.
Even if you were a criminal, you
yeah.
deal with it. You deal with this.
You're dealing with it. And so today we want to talk about trust.
Yes.
And maybe some trust issues.
Trust issues.
Yeah, buddy. Trust issues.
You got You got trust issues?
You know, hey, I admit mine.
I got some too.
I think that's why for a long time I was by myself as far as friendship go, because I didn't trust nobody. I felt like people. It's almost sick to even say it out loud, but that like people are out to get you. You know what I'm saying? They want to find out your information so that they can use it against you. That's a horrible way to live.
Yeah, that is.
You know what I'm saying? You want to have friends, but I'm only going to give you so much of myself because I don't trust you.
Yep.
You know, and I'll admit for me, got it bad. And it takes God to help me. And I didn't say used to. It still takes God to help me in my areas of trust. I do thank God that He brought a friend in my life that a lot of those walls, He just smashed them. And I was just like, because I didn't see how, and to this day, I still don't know how it worked.
Oh, Lord.
But it's just like a little bit of water that keeps hitting that rock and it keeps hitting that rock and it keeps hitting that rock. And next thing you know, it breaks. He didn't come with no hammer. He just slowly but surely let that keep hitting that area in my heart. And it's just like, poof.
Now,
just like.
Now, see, I'll tell you the best part about that. See, because I had no idea when we first met that he had these trust issues. And that's how you know it's God, man. Yeah. That's how you know it's all God. I was just simply being who God called me to be. That's it. I was just simply trying to have a friend. That was it. I wasn't trying to I didn't walk in like, yeah, he got trust issues. I'm gonna get rid of that. I did not walk in there like that. It was just he a good guy. I like him, and see now where my trust issues come from is when you show me something. Now you show me something, then I'm like, oh no, nope, not dealing with it. See, now little that he knows, he never showed me a reason to distrust him. See, that's God, man.
Because yeah, that is God. And, my prayer is that, if you're one of the ones that, like me, with those issues, that God would bring somebody in your life that will break those barriers and open you up to receive. Because living out on an island by yourself is no good.
No good. Because when storms come,
you know what I'm saying?
Who's going to help you tie this stuff?
Hello. You need somebody in your life that's going to be there to walk you through it. And I'm so honest when I talk about trust issues. I didn't trust church folks. I didn't trust co-workers. I didn't trust the folk on the street. I didn't trust nobody. And it stems from, some various things that happened in the past. And, people that I thought I could trust that did things that, it just damaged me.
Yeah.
And like I said, it takes God to help you develop that again. And so it ain't like we out here trying to flaunt our friendship, but I do thank God that He gave me a friend that I've learned how to trust.
Amen.
And I would trust him with my life, except when it comes to tea.
Oh my God.
That's a whole nother subject. I'm not gonna get in this right now. That's not what we're talking about here.
We get praying. We get praying.
Ain't no reason to pray.
We get praying.
Ain't no reason to pray.
Because if that was the case, see, it was a lot of times I could have put a little bit of tea in some stuff that he was doing. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Because we trust one another. Just like he wouldn't put a raisin in my stuff. I burned the whole house down. Do you understand?
I would never do that. I would never change.
Especially in my potatoes. Raisin in potato. That's getting off subject. We getting off subject.
Yeah, because
we was getting off subject.
You ain't coming to the reunion if you doing stuff like that. Trust issues. The Bible even tells us, trust in the Lord with all of your heart.
Yes.
Not most of your heart. All of your heart. That is something right there. Because a lot of us, if we tell the truth, we got trust issues with God. I trust you so far, but I can't trust you with everything because I feel like, and we can never say there was a time in our life that he's failed us.
I don't know.
But in our lives, we feel like we need a parachute with everybody.
Hello. And I think it's also important that we talk about what would make us not trust people.
Okay.
Like for instance, let's say for instance a pastor messes up and does something, and now you don't trust God, you don't trust the church, and it's just like, man, we got to heal from that. We got to grow from that because every person with that title is not out to do something wrong to you.
That's very true.
God did not do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
He did not do that to you.
No, he did not. But then they're going to say he allowed it, though.
But he allowed it. No, we're not going to get on that part. Because that's a whole nother subject that's getting into God's will and then your own will, which God doesn't tread upon. He lets you work it out. That should speak something to you. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that when these figureheads or people or organizations do something that's not trustful, we shouldn't take it all the way across the board, right? Because to try to walk this life with nobody to trust is kind of a lonely life. Yeah. And it actually makes your life a little bit harder that you can't trust people with information. You can't trust them with things that's important to you. It kind of makes life a little bit rough to live that way, you know. And as a man of God, the last thing I want to do is have a situation where somebody does something that's so untrustworthy that I discard God, that I discard God's people, because we need it. We need that. We need those avenues to be. You should be able to go to a pastor and tell him what you need to tell him, and knowing that it stays just between y'all.
But what happens when
oh my goodness,
what happens when you sit there and confide in somebody? Catch this now. What if you confide in somebody that's intimidated by you, and now you done told them, I got issues with popsicles. And I'm telling you this because I really need somebody to talk to. And so you get that, and not saying that you would do it, but you get it and be like, finally got something on him. Because, you know, I thought he was about and so now I'm going to go share with other folks that he got issues with popsicles so that they won't never come and ask him to come speak or ask him to do anything because he ain't no good. But come to me because, you know, he confided in me and he thought I was great enough. What do you do when the person that you trusted with that information goes out there?
I mean, if you, you got me stumped on
real talk because it's
real.
People are out. There are people out there that will do stuff like that. They will sit there and they will befriend you and act like they're there for you, only to get the information from you and to use it against you. Now, as you were saying, everybody's not like that.
No.
And so it's like when you got people that say all men are dogs, all women, you know, you can't say all.
No.
Because all, that's not true. You ran into somebody that was.
Hello.
Okay? You did that. But don't sit there and classify, as he said, all pastors are not like that.
No.
All you know, men, all women, they're not like that. You just happen to run into one. God allowed you to run into that person.
Yeah.
And so there must be some kind of lesson that he's trying to bring out. Maybe the lesson is you should have trusted God first.
Yeah.
Before you try to go trust in a person.
Or maybe it was flags that came up and you was just like, nah, this person cool.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just going to dump this on them. And the Lord said, don't you put that on them. You know, some people you know can't hold water. You see the holes in them. And you're going to still pour.
Yeah.
I told you that don't do that. But no, I'm just going to share this a little bit. and then you wondering why is your stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
You got a whole Facebook page devoted to your issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how did they find out? You know who you told.
Yes.
There are some people I wouldn't tell them I cook cornbread. You know? I wouldn't tell him because I know instantly. Not only did he cook cornbread, but he also put some kind of juice in the cornbread. I never said that. I just said I cook cornbread. There are some people out there that's just messy, nasty, and they just want something
to talk about.
You know, and you know those people. You just don't invest trust in those individuals. But again, that's not everybody.
Yep.
So I don't want you walking around with your chest all tight because I can't trust nobody. Everybody out to get me. Can I help you with this real fast?
Real fast.
Not like this. You ain't that important.
Hello.
I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
And on top of that, man, watch your circle.
Come on, man.
Watch your circle. Who you hanging around? Because they got a saying that say birds of a feather
flock together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay away from, if you seeing some distrustful stuff, stay away from them people. Ain't nothing wrong with staying away from folks and hope that they get their stuff straightened out.
Yeah.
But
I'll pray for you from a distance.
We
ain't got to sit next to each other.
Hello.
You said it'd be the bishop over here. Do you understand? If you over there. Our conversation may just be through this camera because I can't get with you. Because you know who you are and you know how messy you are.
And I guess that's okay. It got to be okay.
I'm praying for you.
Find somebody messy like you.
You know, y'all can be messy together.
Messy.
Have a messy world. You know what I'm saying? But not with me. I don't have time for that. You know, I'm trying to do too much. And I believe God's trying to take me to too many places, and I can't do that with mess on me. Trust.
Yes.
It's this is an issue that, man, really, I mean, Peter, just Bible, had to trust Jesus so strong,
man,
that all the rest of the disciples stayed on the boat. But when Peter saw it was Jesus on the waters, he said, if it's you, bid me to come.
He had to trust who he was.
To step out on the impossible.
Yes. Just like you get me, just like, I'm not saying that we God. What I'm saying is if I say I'm this, and then you step out there and you find out I'm not that, now you done destroyed that trust.
Yeah. Because imagine if Peter would have drowned.
He got issues, y'all. He got issues.
Imagine, no, what I'm thinking about. Imagine he would have drowned. What would the other disciples say?
Oh, they wouldn't have trusted
on that boat.
They wouldn't have trusted.
Talking about Peter said he saw Jesus. Next time they saw Jesus, they'll be like,
Now either one or two things gonna happen. Either they gonna not trust Jesus no more, or they gonna be like, no, that wasn't him.
You know, Peter was lost, but Jesus proved himself. How many more times did Jesus? Oh, God, help me right there. How many more times he got to prove himself to you?
Yes.
Oh, I felt that so strong. How many more times did he got to prove himself? I mean, he has, for me personally, I'm telling you the stories I can tell you. I don't even understand how God is doing the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
But he's doing it and he's faithful with it. And it's funny because I feel like sometimes like the children of Israel, he bring us through so strong. You get through the Red Sea, you get out of Egypt, you get over to the other side, and then things may slow down a little bit and you start looking backwards. It was better when we had the cucumbers and melons.
I'm gonna sip on that.
It was better when, when I was an old girl, old dude.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It was better then. And God's like, I brought you out of that.
Hello.
And just because things ain't happen as fast as you want them to, now you can't trust me? Now things are better in your past? It's a horrible thing. And I'm like, God, this is talking, the bishop talking. Help me to remember who you are and remember what you've done and to remember to trust you even when I can't trace you, when I don't understand what you're doing. Help me to trust you. Help me not to go to that old mindset and try to go back and relive some old stuff when you said, I want to do a new thing in you. And sometimes that's the scary part, to trust him in a new thing. Trust him in a new car that I ain't never drove before.
Yeah.
And I don't know the instructions. I got an instruction manual, but maybe I want the old car. Maybe because I know how to turn on the air conditioner there. Mm-hmm. You know, the old car had keys. These got buttons. I don't know if I want to do that. Yep. You know, but trust.
You see, he got a lot on this stuff.
I'm trying to tell you, because I know what God brought me out of. I know where I was, and I know what I struggle with at times. I know, but He's bringing me through, and He will do the same thing for you, man. And I, like I said, we don't want you walking around with these issues and thinking that you ain't got nobody to talk to, that there's nobody out there that's praying for you, because we are praying for you. Yes. We want to see you at your best. We want to see God do everything that He wants to do in your life, but you got to trust Him to do it. Yep. And one way that you trust Him is to pray. Yep. Because I ain't talking to nobody I don't trust. Hello. And so the reason why some of y'all don't pray is because you don't. We ain't go. Is you preaching? Is you preaching?
I believe he was preaching a little bit, just a little bit.
You close the show. I ain't got nothing else.
He went all the way in. But y'all can see how passionate he is about it, because he's been in that place of where he did not trust, and then got into a place to where he had to just trust God. Because believe it or not, we both prayed for a friend that we could trust in, and then to trust God that He gonna bring somebody that I can trust. Man, it's hard hitting.
It is.
It's hard hitting, and what make it, I wouldn't say make it bad, but we act like we can walk through this life by ourselves. And even God said that a 3-strand rope is not easily broken. So that means you need somebody. Yeah. You just can't have one rope and tie a knot. It got to be 3 different ropes. Yep. And one of them got to be Christ.
Got to be.
Because otherwise it ain't gonna work. Yeah. If God say 3 of them needed, then 3 of them is needed.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And that's how we work. You know what I mean? That's how we work. And sometimes I gotta be like, Lord, can my friend handle this? Because this is what's on my mind. And he could be like, I gave you a friend. Then I'm like, all right, you ain't got to yell at me. You ain't got to yell at me, Jesus.
And I believe if He put the right people that is able to carry the load with you.
Hello?
He ain't gonna bring you no weakling. He gonna bring somebody that's able to carry the load with you.
That's a whole nother episode.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode.
And so that's why you got to learn how to share. Like we tell you, like, share and subscribe. Anyway, we got to get out of here. We thank you so very much. And we hope this episode has blessed you. Please make sure you share with somebody else that you may feel need to hear this. Again, this may need to be on your favorite list.
Hello.
Leave it on there, because when you going through, when that bill ain't paid yet and that child is acting stupid,
or when that person does some stuff that you don't trust, you got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And God is a good person to talk to.
The best.
But best. Also, with that being said, we would like to thank our sponsor.
Yes.
Mogul Bound Media, who making us glow so good.
Oh, yes.
We glowing right now.
We glowing.
Can you see the glow? We got the glow.
Be it a black shirt, be it a white shirt, it don't even matter. We just always looking good. And I'm just grateful for that. And so, with that, this has been the Bishop.
And Oz.
Catch you next time. This is the Bishop.